So guys, what am I showing you here? This is the little unicorn palette, but of course it can be used for so many different things. So here I'm using the 3/4 short angled brush just to show you how they work really and what the different bristles can do. So here, because it's 1/2 inch and these are a little bit wider, this palette, than the other palettes that I do, you know, the 12 compartment ones. But it just shows you, I'm just also showing you how I load. So like the water pots to the left, my towel, you definitely need a towel with 1 stroke. Can you see? You just have to wipe excess water off and make sure the brush is clean. Now this one is my lovely tinter brush. This is a flat brush, but it almost goes into an angle brush and all sorts of shapes. This is just beautiful for blending. You can see the blend and it spreads so wide if you want it to. So then I'm doing that in sort of 2 elements. When you're working on the job, if you keep going over the colours and you keep using it more and more, you are at risk of muddying it, so be careful. This is the 1/2 inch brush. This will give you the defined colours and less muddying. So I'm just going in that red and orange, and then I'm going in the yellow and orange, and then I'm just swooping over, getting some of the purple in as well. So it might look like I've just hit the section. So now this is a really small brush. So again, strong bold colours because of the style brush it is. Then I'm going into the orange and yellow, and then I'm going into those purples and the blue and purples, and you're completing that little rainbow. So don't be worried that you think you have to have the perfect size brush to fit that 1 stroke. Use all types of different brushes. Here I'm showing you how you can use them for not only, I call it the unicorn palette, but you can use it for so many different things. I'm just going through a few of the colours, otherwise this video would get a bit long. So this is a beautiful little rose. And this consists of some neons and some regular colours. I'm not one for doing complete neons. I don't think they work as well. I think they work better when they're partnered with a regular colour to make it pop. So just be aware that if you buy one of my palettes, I don't really do an all neon palette. I mix it up with different colours for that variation. So obviously the blue and the purple aren't neon. There is a neon purple that I use, but it's to be honest, it's a little bit wishy-washy. So I usually use the neon purple within a different kind of 1 stroke. I don't really put it in the neon-y looking rainbow. So yeah, it's just a little bit nondescript, should we say. So here I've used another 1 stroke, which is in here, and I'm just going to do a really quick unicorn just to show you how you could even use it for a unicorn. So not just a white unicorn, it's got that very pale pink in it, just to add some definition to the unicorn. And I'm just using the different rainbow colours. This is a really nice quick 1 stroke unicorn, and this is how quick I can really do them on the job. I feel sometimes they're actually even quicker than my butterflies, so I can move with these really, really quickly. And I'm slowing this down obviously a little bit to show you guys, so in real time it's even quicker. And the hint for a very quick unicorn, sorry, couldn't get my words out there, for a really quick unicorn is to do the closed eye rather than the open eye. So I've got my purple here, so I'm just going to, because it's in front of me and I don't have any dark brown or really dark purple or dark, you know, or a black or something, I'm just showing you that you can use this palette for all sorts of things. Here I'm using the Samantha Helen, I can't remember what size brush it is, but I really like this one. So far it's been really good at keeping the point, so I've tried a few of her other ones. The smaller one isn't really my cup of tea, but I love this brush, so I would definitely recommend that. And that's what I always say. I buy lots of brushes, the same series, and sometimes the bigger or the smaller brushes in that range don't always suit me. So I try and give this advice to my students so they don't have to spend tons and tons of money on deciding which brushes you want. But of course, the choice is yours at the end of the day. But if people trust me, I like to give them a little bit of advice. And when they come and train with me, they get to use the 9-2 Go brushes that I use, and they can decide whether they like them or not. I know the last 2 ladies who visited me loved most of the brushes that they used, and I gave them the guidance on where to get them from. Obviously I sell them, but I have to mark them up, so I'm very honest about that because I have to buy them in bulk, small bulk order to get even the minuscule discount. So I do have to mark them up, and I have to mark them up because of the transaction charges that are incurred. But it means that people in different countries as well who can't get them readily can also buy them. But equally, I told these ladies where to go if they wanted to shop direct via Rosemary & Co, because they could have saved themselves a bit of money. So yeah, I'm not a gatekeeper. I've no secrets. The only secret that I keep, and it's not really a secret, is I get asked where I get my palettes from, and because they're so hard to get, these little palettes, the bigger palettes, I can't really share that information with you, because if I did, I wouldn't be able to get them myself. So that's the only thing that I feel like I gatekeep on, to be perfectly honest. So and that's just because they are increasingly hard to get hold of, and if you buy them on eBay stuff, the quality isn't always as good. They're so expensive as well. So yeah, that's the only little secret that I have. So, but look, can you see while I've been waffling all the different colours that I'm doing? If you use different brushes, they'll give you different depth of colour. The bigger brush, sometimes the less depth of colour. So yeah, and so now this is the bigger one. This is the 1/2 inch, and can you see those colours have slightly muddied because I don't think I washed my brush out properly. But can you remember that when you're working on the job, sometimes you haven't cleaned your brush out perfectly, so you will sometimes get a bit of muddying going on with those, but I think you'll get away with it. It's fine. But if you want that crisp rainbow, maybe do it in a couple of sections to keep those lines and those colours fresh, so the yellow doesn't submerge into the other colours. Because some of these blues, though, that teal blue that I use is quite a strong teal blue. Sometimes I do change it up for a different blue in some of my rainbows. So yeah, so just be mindful of that when you're busy on the job. Don't be too hard on yourself if the rainbow isn't as crisp as when you started on the first few faces. So here I'm just going over that butterfly to give it some depth and just to show you those colours in operation basically. So I hope you enjoyed this video. These are for sale on my website, so go and take a look, and along with the practice boards. If you enjoyed this video, please follow and subscribe, and also I'm on Facebook, Insta and TikTok. Okay, take care guys.